Hey everybody, it's me, Rodney, and that is...
Missy with Rusty Relic.
That's right.
Yay.
We're back after a hectic time, and it was a fun time.
Yeah.
It was kind of hectic.
It was a lot of fun. We did Crepes-Acropolis, so that was a lot of fun.
Yep.
And then right after Crepes-Acropolis was July 4th, so
Yep.
It was just holiday and craziness, but it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of good times, and then we did some resting.
Yeah, some resting, and then some more working.
Yeah, and then some more working.
It's been pretty crazy.
Trying to get back into the routine of everything that was right before Crepes-Acropolis, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Hi, Margie. How are you doing today? Hi, Tina. Hi, Lisa. Crafting with Indiana Jones. Hi.
Hi. How are y'all? So, decoupage of the month was Christmas in July, and I do have these papers, and that is kind of what I'm going with today for this craft. I got a lot of stuff that I've been working on, so I'm hoping to be able to get some footage of that stuff and get it going. We're trying to. My brain is already switched over to like fall and Christmas, so like it's just after the 4th of July. That's where my brain goes, is fall and Christmas. So there's a lot that goes in with going to fall into Christmas. It's transitioning the store from the 4th of July over to fall, and then transition it really quickly over till Christmas. So it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of good fun stuff, I think. So, but Christmas in July decoupage papers, these are the ones that we're going to use this one today because I have a little cute project with it. This is one sheet.
Oh,
I didn't know which one you're on.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Bring it down some, or bring it towards me some. Sorry. There you go.
Yep.
You're good.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the sheet we're going to be using today. It's little mice cooking. I think it's super cute, so we're going to be working with this one. But then there's also these. They're all vintage, and I love this big one with the Santa and the Christmas tree. This one I think will be really fun to do some stuff with. I'm kind of working on a project with that. And then these are just a little more Christmas mice. And then this is just another vintage Christmas with snowman with the kids. So retro. And another one with Santa.
Well, that's what Santa.
Yeah,
she said so retro. That's what she asked for.
That's why I love vintage Christmas like this. But these are the papers that are out, and this is the one that we're going to work with today. So let me go ahead and just split this one in half.
All right, let's see. Everybody's talking.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Lorna. Margie says, "See, I told you it's been a long time." She said, "Rodney."
Yeah.
Oops, Rodney, I was messed up.
Yeah.
It's okay, Margie. It happens all the time. I promise. Indiana's in the middle of 2 meetings, but she's happy to be here.
Oh, awesome.
Kathy's here. She said, "Nice to see you again."
Yes.
Tina says she loves a new decoupage paper, especially the beautiful little mice.
I think they're cute. Rodney's been working on fall ones too, so I'm excited to put those out there too.
Marianne said, "So cute."
Yeah, so, okay.
Melanie said, "Melanie, my tooth is doing good. I had a root canal, and that fixed the problem altogether." Right. Well, he shaved down a crown, too, while he was doing a root canal. But thank you for asking.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now you just got to wait for the crown.
Indiana said those are some gorgeous papers.
Thank you. Thank you. Rodney did a really good job. He really, I gave him a few words, and he came up with exactly what we were looking for, so it was good stuff. So for this project today, I have this decoupage paper, and I'm going to use the molding material, and then I don't know the name of this mold, but it's the one that has the frames.
It's ornate frames.
Yes, the frames. And then, of course, I've just got some more of those wooden spoons.
I'm pretty sure I put the link in the description for that one.
This is just an old piece of a book that was torn that I just glued the edges of it so that way it would be stiff. And then these are the cutting boards that we had left over from Crepes-Acropolis. So I just not going to let them sit in my stash. I'm actually going to use them. So that's what we're going to be using today for this project. And then the paints that I'm going to use, if you've taken the block sitter class, we sent you the watered down brown paint. I'm just using what's left over from that craft. So it's just like a brown wash that we're going to stain the cutting board with. And then this is drop cloth left over from Craft Acropolis that I'm going to be using. And then I went and pulled out Barn Red. It's just a really pretty Christmas red that I'm going to be using for this project too. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is get everything that I need painted up.
Lisa, yes, you can only get those through the monthly club until next month on the 5th. Usually on the 5th, I try to get them out, but I haven't been so good about that the last 3 months. But I went ahead and uploaded everything already for this month, next month, and the previous 3 months that I missed uploading to our website. But yeah, on the 5th of August, those will be available for purchase on our regular website.
So this little round piece of wood is also that was just in my wooden stash when I went and pulled those 2 spoons out. And I'm just going to take a piece of decoupage paper that's left over from that, and I'm going to decoupage on top of that. So that's why I'm just going to go ahead and paint it drop cloth, so that way it has which is just light wood. So technically you don't have to paint it, but I'm just going to go ahead and paint it. I'm already painting, so why not? And I'm just going to cover my book in drop cloth so that way it's a nice even color.
Good morning, Judy.
So this book has, it's not even the full size book. It's just a bigger book that was tore. And I was just able to split it in half. And then what I did was I took Mod Podge and I just went in between the pages to give it a glue base, and then I took my Mod Podge and I went around all of the edges and just like glued them together. That's just the prep work that I did before the video. It just takes a little bit more time. It's more time consuming for live, but it also you kind of want it to dry before you start this process.
Hey, Kat.
So I'm just going to get it all nice and painted so that way it can dry.
I'm looking for my brighten monitor button. There it is.
And then I'm just going to set it to the side and let it dry.
There we go. Now I can see the colors better, because I was thinking it would look dark.
Do a little dark.
But before I start messing with the microphone, the camera settings, make sure that it's not my monitor, and it was my monitor, so we're good.
Right. Okay, so for the cutting board, I painted the book in drop cloth, so I want this and these 2 things to kind of stand out. And the spoons are light too, is which you can brown wash those if you want to, but I'm going to brown wash the cutting board, so once I brown wash it, these spoons will kind of stand out. I'm kind of wanting it to be able to not blend it in together. So I'm just going to brown wash it and leave the spoons the light color, so that way they can stand out on this cutting board. This is kind of a messier.
Oh yeah, brown washing is definitely
a little bit messier, but I'm just going to try not to make as big of a mess. Let me get my water bottle. I didn't grab my water bottle. That's what I was looking for when I...
By the time you get it, your brown wash will be dry.
My brown wash will be dry, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So the brown wash, did you tell them how it's made?
It is watered down. I can't remember.
Mud puddle. No, yeah. Chocolate. Watered down chocolate.
It's watered down chocolate. See, there we go.
The best thing to mix it with, if you're going to do it, is with distilled water.
Right. So I'm just going to spray my cutting board a little bit, just so that way the water is penetrating it first before the wash. And then just move my wash around. And then spray it again. And then wipe it back.
We knew we were going to be rough today, so what Missy did was she practiced this The day before yesterday? Yeah.
Something like that.
To make sure that even though we were rusty, we'd still be able to accomplish what we were wanting to do.
Right, because it's been a minute since we've done it.
3 weeks now, I think.
Something
No,
like that.
2 weeks. But the 3 weeks ago was the one where I had to use the phone because our computer failed.
Right.
It was a bad Microsoft Windows 11 upgrade from 10. It failed. That's actually what caused the whole problem.
All right, so there's that.
But I did get it fixed. Tamitha said, "Hello, friends sneaking in. Don't tell you know who."
Sneaking in. All right, so I'm gonna see, this is the brown wash, so I think that the light colored spoons will stick out really good. The one spoon I want to decoupage, so let me add a little bit of drop cloth to that.
And you're only doing that to brighten up the decoupage paper, right?
The spoons are really light, but this way it just, there's lines in the wood and stuff like that, so this way it just...
Tina says she just sent us an email on a book box she made using the decoupage paper.
Oh, okay. Awesome. And the other one, this is my shorter one. I might have done it backwards because I kind of want it to be like that and then like that. So I might have done it backwards because I would decoupage on the bigger one, I think, and then...
Yeah, I think it's good.
Let me did it backwards because I want to paint this other one red. I want to give it a little bit of red. So let me paint this one in the drop cloth because this one I'll decoupage on. I forgot that my spoons are two different sizes. One's smaller than the other. That's okay though. And this one, I want to paint in red. It doesn't take much, so we'll just go over it.
That's an old red you're using too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tina, that's going to happen. I haven't been able to get to that after having to update everything with our YouTube and the Streamlabs streaming.
What did it do?
Ads.
Oh.
They're going to get ads every 24 minutes or so.
Dang. All right, so my board has been brown washed. I painted this one white because I'm going to decoupage on top of this one. I painted this one red because I'm going to put some molds on this. And then my book has been painted in drop cloth, so that way it's got a nice even coat. And then we're going to decoupage on top of this too. But what I want to do is I want to make a mold that's going to go on top of my decoupage paper on top of my book. So I'm just going to choose a frame and I'm going to go with this one on this side. And then there's these little, to me they look like they can be snowflakes. So I'm just going to make some of those and we're going to glue those onto the spoon so it looks like little snowflakes on the spoon. So I'm going to get some of this molding material out. And just get it warmed up in my hands. Soften it up. It's really soft, but we're just going to soften it up a little bit. And then all I do is just pinch some out and press it into the mold.
There, that should fix it, honestly.
I'm just gonna push them into like the little snowflake looking things. There's some bigger ones, and then there's some smaller ones. There's another one right here. And then we'll be able to pop these out gently. And just let them lay here. Now when these dry, they'll dry white. So I'm not even going to paint these. I'm just going to let these be like this. But for the frame, I am going to paint it. And you can paint it while it's wet. You just have to be very careful with it. Yeah,
because it might crack.
Yeah.
Also, if you set them out, let's say you're going to let them dry.
Yeah.
Set them out and let them dry. If it's getting cool air and warm air is able to pass over it, it will try to bend a little bit.
It will bend. So it's easier to just go ahead and, when you're using the modeling material, it's easier to go ahead and attach it while it's wet. But they're easier to paint after they're dry. So it's just you just have to pay attention. Now, if you use resin, then that's a whole different story. But today we're just going to use the model material. It's going to work for what we're doing today. So I just tear a little bit out, press it into the mold, and then I like to push my finger and it pulls up any of the excess. I just try to make it as flat as possible.
You just mash it in with your fingers.
Mash it in. It's really soft and really workable.
And less prone to shrinkage and cracking than air dry clay is.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's now my absolute favorite to work with.
Hey, May May.
Hi, May May made it.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a fly.
Your friend came in.
Yeah. Ta-da. So I'm just making sure that I got it in all of the details of the mold and make sure that I have any of the excess off the sides off. I'm just kind of running my hands over it to make sure that it's nice and flat. And then I'm going to put my extra molded material in the container. Make sure I shut the lid really good so it doesn't dry out. And then...
May May says she wants to do this that we're doing.
Oh, yeah. I bet she would like that, yeah.
She don't want to dirty her hands. She don't want my dirty hands.
And then just slowly... Try not to be in the camera, but...
Marianne, we sell it at our store. We get it from Prima, or Redesign with Prima.
Mm-hmm. It's on our website too, right?
Yeah, it's $8.95 for 2 containers of it.
Ta-da!
Mama said, why do you not let it air dry, or are you just impatient?
Well, I can't, I mean, I have let it air dry. You have to make sure it stays flat. Like the last one that I did, I left it and set, and then 24 hours, it was still flat. But then it got hit by the air conditioner.
Yep.
The vent was too close or whatever, and then it made it kind of buckle. So I wasn't able to use that one because I was going to try to use it today. So I'm just making another one. You can let it dry. You just have to make sure that it stays flat. And but you can also use it when it's wet too. So with it being like this, it's actually bendable.
And she doesn't like leaving it in the mold. If you leave it in the mold, it'll stay flat.
Yeah, if you leave it in the mold, it'll stay flat. But that I would have to leave it in the mold for a while. So for the live, it's not going to work. But if you want to attach it to anything that has like curves or anything like that, you need to use it while it's still soft and not hard, because once it dries and it's hard, it's like a hard plastic. So for the decoupage papers, for this one, okay, so my plan is
I bet you could heat it up with a heat gun and make it bend back since it's so plastic-like.
Is to, let's see, I want to put my spoons right here. And then I want to put my book right here so it looks like a little cookbook. And then I want these little snowflakes.
May says, so we should leave it in the mold. If you're not trying to do a bunch of them at one time, I would leave it in the mold.
That's my problem, is I'm usually...
Missy's doing a bunch.
A bunch at one time.
She made like 6 frames yesterday, so she had to pull them all out. Now, if you're pouring with resin, depending on how fast your resin dries,
oh yeah,
you can get it done quick.
A lot, yeah. So I want it to be like that, and then I want to tear this little mouse that looks like he's cooking, and I want to put him right here. And then I want the big mouse to go into my frame, so he can be the front of my little cookbook. And then I really love these 2 little guys right here, so I think it would be cute to just put them on this little round thing, and it can just sit up here with this. So that,
hey Tracy,
is my goal as far as using this sheet of decoupage paper.
May says, so I need multiple molds.
Or just the resin.
Yeah, or resin, yeah.
Yeah, the resin, because you can pour the resin and pop it out. Pour the resin and pop it out.
It's Christmas ratatouille.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in theory, you could make your own mass production mold if you were doing this, like to make a bunch of crafts at once.
Yeah.
By making multiples and then doing a silicone mold around it.
Kind of just going to use my little water pen to kind of tell where I need to.
Margie said that's going to be cute.
I think so. I think it is.
Christmas ratatouille. That's a good movie.
We have not watched that movie in a long time.
Me and Kelly watched it the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
I missed it. Let me put this back on here because I did not. I didn't wet my paper.
I didn't draw the spoon head good, so I turned it into a cookie. So now he's eating a cookie. I don't know why I couldn't that day.
Okay, let me tear this.
Because originally, instead of a stirring stick, it was supposed to be a ladle.
Let me tear this where I used my water pen.
And thank you for the water pen, anonymous person who sent it.
Yes. And then let me put this back on to make sure. Let's see, where do I need to go? Right here and right here. Sometimes when it's like this, you can just wet it and then pull it with your fingers, so that way you can kind of know where your mold is. But this mold is very detailed, so it's a little bit more complicated up towards the top. But I don't want it to be too short, like too what am I trying to say? Too small.
Well, it's a good technique. It gives you the exact size you need, basically.
So I just want to make sure that I get it off from underneath here. I don't want to take too much. There we go. I'm just going to pinch this away.
And I agree with Margie. That's going to be cute. Tracy says, sorry, but what are we doing today? Let's see.
We are kind of making...
Where's it at?
Over here.
I'll get it.
Okay. Kind of just making a little Christmas craft.
Christmas in July. That's
Christmas
Missy's
in
whole
July.
month
That's,
theme.
That's what I'm working with today.
And why, you may ask? It's because we have to start working on Christmas stuff really early to get enough of it to actually sell it in the store.
Right. Okay.
This,
There's that.
This is what she's doing.
Here.
Oh,
Are you here?
yeah, that's better.
Yeah. So that's a little wood round that just sits.
And essentially that's what we're making today.
With little spoons. So this is just a leftover cutting board from the class. This is my book. Okay, so...
Kat said, Christmas in July has me hyped up.
It does have Kat hyped up.
You got to hold my horses for a couple more months.
It does have Kat hyped up. So I kind of just want to figure out where I want to put this on my book. Okay, so when I was going through my section pulling out these spoons, I found this stamp set. This is May made it stamp set. So I'm not 100% sure what this stamp is called. If it's still available, I don't know. But it has this one that says, the best holiday memories are homemade. And I thought that would be really cute right there. With the little frame.
Those are Christmas stamps, right? Yeah.
It's one that I got from her store for Kaylee because Kaylee really liked it. So that's kind of how I want it to look. So what I'm gonna do is just use my Mod Podge. Actually, what I'm going to do is use my Mod Podge and paint the back of my decoupage paper so that way I don't have to cover the whole entire book.
This is the one with the gingerbread? Yeah. I'm looking for it now. I'll find it in just a second.
I just thought it was cute, so I'm just kind of...
Yep, found it.
You found it?
Yep.
So I just put a layer of Mod Podge on the back of my decoupage paper. And then I'm just going to place it about where I want it. And then I'm going to use my brush to kind of smooth it down. Smooth everything out.
May called it right off the bat. Ginger Fred.
Well, I bet.
The reason why I was searching for it so I could throw a link up there in the description just in case somebody doesn't have it and they want it.
And then
so there's the link, y'all.
My frame will go on top of it like that. That's going to be cute.
Fred.
So I'm just going to set that to the side.
That's such a creative name.
And then we're going to let this dry a little bit because then I'm going to take my drop cloth and I'm going to kind of go over my edges to make sure that I have it all covered so that way when I put my frame on there, it will
Oh, it says it right there in the little letters.
Ginger Fred.
Yep.
Wow.
Tracy pointed that out to me.
Good deal. And so this guy is going to go right here. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and use my water pen and kind of just go around.
May made it crafts, just a fact. Not fun. Shannon Woodfin.
Do what?
I don't know. She said, May made it, at May made it crafts. Just a fact. Not fun.
Tear this piece off. And I'm just gonna Mod Podge this onto my wood. And then we'll let
Oh, check this
dry.
out. Maymay said, fun fact, my mom named that set. She said they look like Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire in gingerbread form. That is
really
so
neat.
neat. That's such a great little story there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then just gonna...
Now that explains why Shannon said what she said.
Ah. And then I'm just going to apply a thin layer of Mod Podge on top, so that way it's all nice and sealed down.
But that is fun. That's fun.
And then we'll let that dry. And then as far as the spoon goes, there's this little bitty guy over here with the house. And I think he's cute. So I'm going to use my pen and kind of just...
Kat said, I wonder if I could start sneaking Christmas decor out without noticing.
Sure, absolutely.
No, she's not out. Out with Donovan.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I said, sure, absolutely.
Okay. I would notice personally. So it'd be hard to sneak some Christmas decor out in front of me. But then again, I don't care. Missy does what she wants.
Go.
I have my area. It's the computer. And everything else I'm good with.
Go ahead,
It
Kat,
is fun. My kids say I can't tell fun facts, that I only tell facts, so she was teasing me. I figured so. But I think it's a fun fact.
Fun fact.
Pick any set and Maymay will have a story. And I mean any stamp set.
I believe it.
Tamitha said that.
I believe it. So I'm just gonna make sure. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my edges right here.
I don't really have any fun facts.
You just have flex.
Flex?
Yeah.
No. Flex facts?
Flex facts.
Those where I say actually.
Actually.
Or that's not actually how it works.
I'm just going to place...
Tim said, I have a few Santas out all year long, so poor Tim would not even notice.
There you go.
That is smart. I don't think we have any Christmas. Yeah, oh yes we do. That little birdhouse up there thingy.
That's not Christmas.
It's got a wreath on it up top.
It's just a little German weather teller.
No, that's Christmas.
Not Christmas. All right, so I'm going to let this dry, put a coat on top. We're just going to let that dry so that way we can clean up the edges. And then, like I said, these dry white. I really need to get this probably painted.
Yeah, you want to paint it before it can crack.
Before it gets too much drier. So let me do that first. Let me go ahead and get this painted. What I'm going to do...
Lisa says she's got some antique Christmas stuff all year long, too.
Well,
if you don't count the 7 drawers, I mean, we don't count the 7 drawers, even though they're kind of Christmassy.
Yeah. So I am going to...
Tam said these little mice are so cute.
I think that they're really cute. I'm going to grab...
She liked that one so much. She's like, make me some smaller mice.
Smaller mice.
Eating cookies.
I do like
And then it's almost like I'm a machine. After I finish the first one, I say, yeah, after I've been working on it for like 4 hours, and she approves of it, then she'll say, oh, I like that one. Can you do another one just like it, except for making brown?
So I'm just going to use the red and I'm going to paint my frame. So this is a very small craft brush. I don't know if it's probably one of my kids'. There's no telling where this one came from. But it's very soft and I'm just going to go ahead and paint the frame instead of trying to paint it.
Tim just reminded me that I have 2 nativities out still too. Damn.
There you go.
Maymay says she leaves one Christmas item out all year. Always.
What is it?
And it's something different from year to year.
Ah. It's probably a Christmas wreath.
A Christmas wreath.
She probably has one out and she don't even realize it. I'm just joking.
Your head's in the way.
I know. I'm trying not to. But I'm trying to make sure I get all these details. Because it's much easier to paint before it's glued.
May said truth. Shannon said, Missy, that is what I just said.
Yeah. Now remember that the chalk paint is thick. So I am just kind of like using water to thin it out. And you can kind of lightly mist your molding material too to help get your paint spread out without it being too thick.
Melanie said, don't judge me. I have a pencil tree up in our bedroom. I handmade all the ornaments on it last year, and I loved it so much that I left it up. It's so pretty.
There's no judgment in that. I love trees. Okay, so I've never done a fall tree, but I am determined, not here at the house, but I am determined to do a fall tree at the store. I've already been working on stuff for it.
And that's a true story. I have heard nothing. The last week, this is all she has talked about.
I need a tree. Like, I need to go get a tree. And so I was debating on, like, do I want a color or what? I don't know. But I think I'm just going to go with a basic green tree. And I'm going to do, I'm going to decorate it with a little bit of Halloween, because I do have some stuff for that too. And then I'm going to swap it over to fall, and then I'm going to swap it over to Christmas. Well, I might leave it up as fall a little bit longer, because usually I switch the store over to Christmas November the 1st, because Christmas open house.
Yep.
So it's I was planning on leaving that tree for fall a little bit through November too.
Tracy keeps her tree up all year, but she decorates it for each holiday.
Yeah.
She'll be done bought a fall tree that's brown, because she's already got a Halloween tree and it's a black one.
I do have a Halloween tree, but it needs new lights. It's one of those pre-lit, but it looks like a scary tree.
Yeah,
it's not like a Christmas.
It's a weeping
tree.
willow.
It's a weeping willow, and it's black, and it's got orange lights on it and stuff like that. But the orange lights have half of them have gone out and that kind of stuff, and there's no way. It's my sister's tree. She's the one that fell in love with that tree and bought it, and that's how I have it now. I haven't put it out in like 2 years though, because of the light situation. But then I'm like, I can't just go buy lights and string the lights on there. They don't have to be attached or whatever. It's a big tree. Every time I put it out, though, that's the first thing somebody asks if they can buy it. And I'm like, I can't sell it.
You're too low. I need to come back. There you go.
I'm just trying to make sure I get all my edges right here. All right, I'm just going to let this dry a little bit. Very carefully, without breaking it.
Fall tree and then decorates it for Christmas. She would keep it up all year and change the themes. My daughter-in-law puts up a fall tree and then decorates it for Christmas. She would keep it up all year and change the themes, but my son says absolutely not. He's a spoiled sport. That's Lori said that.
Yeah. Okay, let me set this over here to the side so that way it can dry up some. You kind of don't want to use your heat gun. This is going to make it dry too fast, and that will make it crack.
It'll shrink and crack.
Yeah,
if it dries too fast.
You don't want to use your heat gun. But for these, like what I said, they dry white. Once they're all the way dry, they are white. So I'm just going to use our glitter glue, and I just put a dot.
There we go. Sorry about my chair squeaking so much. I got to tighten some bolts up on it. And I just realized it. Oh, you didn't dry your tip, did you?
No. Am I out? No, I'm not out.
Did you hear the panic in her voice?
Am I dry? No, there it is. I'm scared. I had the needle in there.
We'll put it in there. Push it in a couple times. Because the tip is so small, even if a little piece of dried something gets in it, it won't come out easy. And now we're all quiet, holding our breath when Missy squeezes the life out of this bottle. Anyways, hopefully everybody's having a happy Friday and had a good week. Hopefully everybody had a good 4th of July too, or Independence Day, because it was good. That's one of my favorite days of the year.
Just make sure that you don't press it down too hard because you don't want to press out the detail.
Somebody said, why don't you have a glue press? Your friend has them in her store.
Let me see that. Why don't I have a glue press? Well, when the last time I was, you sold out last time, I think.
Yeah, when we were there.
And then I didn't pay attention to if you got them back in. Well, I knew at Craft Acropolis because Vince told somebody that they were back in stock.
And Missy's also very forgetful. But she remembers stuff more than I do. I'll forget in a heartbeat.
I'm just spreading it so that way it's flat. And then I'm just pushing it on there.
And if you signed up for the bag class, bags ship out to that class ships today. Everybody's class ships today, and I'll be sending out the emails this evening for the link to the video for that.
Like I said, when you just tap it into place, don't press too hard because you don't want to press out the details of the snowflakes. But I think they look like snowflakes. If that's what they are, I don't know, but that's what I'm calling them.
May has reserved one for you because they're not sold out right now.
Oh, that works. So that'll go there.
So now you'll have no excuse.
No excuse. I got my thing back in it. I didn't forget. That'll go there. This will go here. This will go here. My frame will go on top.
Yeah.
This little guy just sits right here. So I need to sand that off, the excess of that off. It's still a little bit wet, and then that needs to be sanded off a little bit too. So now it's just attaching my frame, which I'm just trying to make sure how dry.
Tina says she just finished her peach wreath project.
Ooh.
Tam, I just posted a link right there in the comments.
I'm just making sure that I got it all painted up because, like I said, it's hard to paint it because I'm painting in a different color. It's hard to paint it once it's down. But I need it to be a little bit dry before I attempt to glue it to the front of my book. I just need to get right here. On the other one, I took gold gilding wax and went over the top, but I did that when it was dry, so I'm not going to do that today.
And most definitely wait till it's dry before you throw some gilding wax on.
Yeah. But it looked really good. I just took a paintbrush, a thin paintbrush, and I just went over the top and grabbed all of the detail, so that way it just had a hint of gold. A hint of gold on it to fancy it up. I'm probably paying too much attention to the detail. You probably really won't see it once it's on there.
It looks good to me.
Yeah.
And you can always touch up anything afterwards.
So I'm just going to let it keep. I'm just going to let, I don't want the mold to dry. I want the paint on the mold to dry.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm waiting for. So I'm just going to let that cure up a little bit more before I apply some glue. So what I am going to do is take my drop cloth and go around the edges right here. So that way I can make sure that my frame sits on top and that it is not sticking out, just in case.
So you're just fading it in, basically.
Yeah,
With
basically,
drop cloth.
yeah. Just wanting to make sure. I'm not going into it. I'm just wanting to make sure that my edges are just
Softened up.
softened up. There you go. Just in case.
Yeah, when that dries, you won't be able to see it. Since you painted the book drop cloth, and Missy loves her books. This is a ripped in half one.
Yeah.
Y'all know. Anybody who did the class knows she'll rip a book in half in a heartbeat.
Well, I mean, don't say it. Don't say it like it's such a horrible, like a Let me grab something real quick. Like it's like
I'm done with you, book.
I'm a book hater. Yeah. I'm not a
These
book
books.
hater. Yeah. Not a book hater.
Indiana said these are great ideas.
Oh, thank you. All right, so I just have 220 grit sandpaper. I'm just gonna go over the edges, so that way it's a clean.
This isn't rough sandpaper that you're using on this. This is like what, 220 grit, 120?
So yeah, it's that.
It's 220.
Yeah, I think
220
it's
purple.
220. Yeah.
Because 3M did their colors different this time.
Yeah, it threw me off when I was getting it, and then the same thing on the spoon, which is a little bit more difficult, but it's still.
Tam, you're totally right. It is a great use for books that would just get tossed in the trash.
Exactly. Especially if they're already damaged and stuff.
Damaged, bent up, stained, missing covers.
There we go. So like that, like that. I couldn't tell if that was the wood or the decoupage paper. Like that, like this. So it'll sit like that.
You still got a little paper hanging over the edge on this side.
That's what I was wondering, because it's the wood. It's just the wood that's like that.
It's got a little tab on it. It's got a little tab.
There. Cute, cute. If I had some glitter would be pretty in that. I don't have no glitter, and I don't really fool with glitter.
We have
But it would
metal
be
flakes.
Yeah, it would be cute. Well, I say glitter because it's smaller and sparkly, you know,
Right.
like that kind of thing. So let me see. Just if it's not on my hands, then it should be good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take this art glitter glue, and I'm just going to put some on the back of my frame.
May said you could heat emboss those charms when they're dry.
Ooh. Make sure I put that thing in the bottle all the way. Make sure I put that thing in the bottle.
Tracy, we do want the mold to be hardened. The problem is that if we don't, due to our air conditioner's running like crazy, and we have the fans blowing in the house, so it'll cause it to, as it heats to cure, it will warp upwards. It'll bend a little bit and make it a little too brittle for us to be able to use for this live. Now, if we were doing this, it would get held down temporarily with some hot glue and let it cure without warping, or we would leave it in the mold. But Missy's wanting to do all this live on here so you guys can see it.
So I'm just gently pressing it all the way around, but I'm not pressing it really hard because I'm not trying to push any of my detail out.
Tina said, I need to go to Dollar Tree and get some spoons.
So that way it's like that. And then I want to put that stamp right there. So that way it looks like a little cookbook. Okay, so all I have in front of me is this thing.
Let's see. You could heat emboss those charms. I already said that, right?
Yeah. Don't let me get in trouble.
This craft makes me want to bake some handmade sugar cookies, Kat said.
Ooh, yes, sugar cookies. Kat, go make sugar cookies.
I hate sugar cookies.
I'm just going to use the cover that is on, that came with that. And then this is Love Letter.
Tracy said, I need to get cutting boards. I have the spoon. I already have the spoons.
There you go.
Don't overpress that stamp, May said.
I didn't overpress it.
Or did you just now?
No, I said I don't want to get in trouble for stamping wrong.
Ooh. Tina said, good morning, just popping in to say hi on my way back to bed, way too sick. Well, you get the feeling better and make sure you get plenty of rest and drink plenty of fluids. I've learned fluids make a huge difference. I used to not believe that. Missy would always say, drink water, take some ibuprofen, take a shower.
Take a shower.
But most definitely, get the feeling better soon.
Absolutely. That's okay. Like that.
May said it worked. You do you. Overpressor.
Overpressor.
I added that last part. May didn't say that.
It's okay. These would be, there's a bunch of things on here that would be cute. There's a little piping thing for the icing, and then there's like little candies and gumdrops and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of cute little things that could go on here that you could go around.
Yes, make those, Kat. Make those, not sugar cookies.
Kat,
make
sugar
chocolate
cookies.
chip cookies.
Make sugar cookies, Kat.
Tina said, I might as well move into my shower.
That's my answer to everything, is take a shower. But that's just me. Okay, so to attach everything, on that one I tied a ribbon. Do I want to tie a ribbon on this one?
It's up to you. It's up to you. Hey, does she want to tie a ribbon to these two spoons like she did on the other one, guys?
I probably do.
You also made the book look way more ragged on the other one.
I like it though. I like it like that. I could go around it with brown wax.
I'm talking about how you curled the edges and everything. May said yes to the ribbon.
Yes to the ribbon. Yes to the ribbon. Yes to the ribbon.
And she'll line the spoons up with the bottom so it'll make it easier to stand up
Right.
too. Lisa said yes. Tina said yes. Shannon said, do it. All caps. Tie a ribbon. Distress that book, Missy. Tracy said yes. Watch her not have any ribbon.
I was just to say, did I use all the ribbon when I did the other stuff?
You had like a 3-foot piece. You only made one with the ribbon.
I am kind of disorganized right now because
She said I'm kind of disorganized right now. Obviously, y'all heard that. We're always disorganized. I don't know why we're pretending that we're so organized.
I know. I'm disorganized right now because I have.
May said, tear some drop cloth.
I know. I had.
Shannon said, tear drop cloth. Use your T-shirt if you have to.
What did I do with it? Can you remember?
I wasn't even part of this.
I know. Give me 2 seconds then.
I was literally over there getting next month's Decoupage of the Month Club done early, just in case, something happens and I have to have another root canal or something. I've learned. Get it done as fast as you can. Maymay said, your shirt will match. She has a whole thing of ribbon. I thought it was sitting on the table on the far side. On a roll. Anyway, so now I get to entertain you guys. I don't know what to entertain you with. I don't have any funny dad jokes. Well, I don't have anything cool to show off. So cut that one off that bunny that you broke.
That's pink.
You have a massive amount of beer steins. I do. It's funny. I've always wanted one since I was a kid, and my dad had bought one at Disney A Small World when I was there with him and my mom. And so I always wanted my own. And as I grew up, I never got any. And then all of a sudden, one day, Missy brought home. I went to Rustic Relics, and I was looking, and this guy had brought two of them in, Christopher Columbus, and one was America. The theme was America, United States of America. And I was like, oh, those are so cool. I wish I had one. I've always wanted one. So then, like, Missy was like, oh, we can't sell that. Somebody's going to buy them. So I didn't get them. And then, like, Father's Day rolls around, and they give me both of those beer steins. And it was awesome. So then I started collecting them like crazy, all the Avon ones. And then I got some real special ones, too.
I have,
Hi, scissors, Missy.
Look, I'm holding them right, except for when I first grabbed them.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody noticed that, too. But that's how I ended up collecting beer steins. And then I eventually got too many, and I said, you know what, I can't collect any more of them unless they're really cool.
I couldn't find the red ribbon that I have, but in that bag of great stuff that I have.
Tina says, sorry, that should have said nice scissors, Missy.
Nice scissors, yeah, these are nice scissors.
After Maymay pointed that out, Kaylee started making fun of her. Emily started making fun of her for the way she held scissors.
Get these scissors at maymaymadeit.com.
Shannon says she likes that, the red and white.
Yeah, I
lace.
think so too. I think I like that too. So I'm just trying to, there we go.
I don't even know how many I have. They're even down to the bottom shelf, too.
They take the whole entire shelf.
Well, except for the middle shelf. That's
so
my fancy collectibles.
we're going to turn this.
Nancy said, hey, everyone. Sorry I've been MIA. Been a bit busy. We have too, Nancy. I promise.
We have also been MIA.
We've been MIA for almost 3 weeks.
Yeah. So I kind of want to just have it placed because I'm going to glue these sticks down. I just want to make sure I pay attention that they do not hang over the cutting board. I want everything to be flat so that way it can stand up. Good. But I'm going to want to glue these two sticks down right here.
I
kind of want my ribbon so I can make a tie, so I can tie these.
No, Nancy, we've been out of pocket for almost 3 weeks. One was computer failure, and then we did craft Acropolis, so we didn't do one that week, and then I had to have a root canal, so that kind of ruined that one too.
So you can kind of.
So today's our first day back.
Yeah. Like that. That's what I'm going for, I think.
Maymay said, we don't make fun. We encourage each other with constructive criticism.
Oh, I might have pressed.
And then Maymay said, Missy has a different style of correcting us.
I'm waiting for my glue gun to get green so I can glue these down.
It won't take long to rate you eat that battery up.
I know. if I want to do the brown wax, let me grab the brown wax real quick.
It was fun. Craft Acropolis was fun.
Craft Acropolis
Even though
was fantastic.
I would only be there for about half the day until I started hurting real bad, then I would leave. But yeah, it was fun. Missy had loads of fun.
It was tons of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I have clear wax.
Nancy said her Wednesday live, she had to cancel due to weather. The winds were messing with their electricity.
Oh no.
High winds will do that. Our power at the store is more likely to go out due to high winds than here at the house, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Maymay said you did great at Craft Acropolis.
Maybe.
Well, she said but I was pretty much inactive after the first 4 hours, and I would have to go home. Lori said it was a very fun class. She learned a lot. And Tina says she can't wait till October.
I gotta get my act together because I don't know.
Maymay said, gotta run. Vinny is hungry.
All right, y'all have a good lunch. Bye.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say it that fast. I cannot find any of my stuff and it's frustrating me. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is apply some hot glue to the back of my book and make sure that it's not hanging over the edge of my cutting board, and then don't press your mold if it's still,
Yeah, just press the book.
Yeah, just press the book.
Marianne says she learned so much at Craft Acropolis this year. Kat said, I really enjoyed meeting everybody, chatting with people and who made it to the store. Margie said nothing worse than a bad tooth. You are correct on that, Margie. There is one thing that I've found that's worse than a bad tooth, and that's a kidney stone. But I can't handle mouth pain at all. And at first we thought it was just a sinus infection, but it turned out that
we did think it was just a sinus infection.
But when I woke up on Wednesday morning, my face was swollen again. It's time to go to the doctor.
Well, that's when we decided.
Yeah, that I need to.
You had already went to.
I went to urgent care on Monday. Went to the dentist on Wednesday.
Yeah. So do I want it like that?
Y'all remember on that live when I was pointing at my cheek trying to figure out why it was red right here? That was probably the cause of that. Was my tooth was messing up from the inside because they couldn't figure out why it did what it did until he had drilled down for the root canal, and he said, well, I see why it did what it did now. He said it had a crack in it, but the crack was behind the gum, so it didn't show up.
Trying to decide if I want my spoons to be like that or the other way around. I kind of like it like that.
I like it like that too.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna
short spoon low to the left and big spoon up to the right.
So it kind of touches up here at the top. I'm trying not to.
Tina agreed.
It's kind of hard for me to show you, but I'm trying
Tracy
to
also
also
agreed.
not trying to. I'm trying not to touch my book and my mold.
Good Lord. Margie said she's had some root canals, but her wisdom teeth, all four were embedded. And she suffered dry sockets from all four of them.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that sounds horrible.
I had a dry socket, and I thought it was just part of, after I had my wisdom teeth removed, I had one dry socket, and I didn't know that that's what it was, and I was just in constant pain. And I was younger when that happened. And finally went to the dentist, and he was like, oh, you got a dry socket, man. You should have come in here earlier.
So if you do decide to do something very similar to this, just make sure that everything down here is nice and flat. And I'm only gluing up here where it actually touches its flat. Try not to touch my thing.
Tam drove 6 hours for dry socket.
And then
Ooh,
I have
that's
my
rough.
ribbon right here. So I think I'm just going to tie one at a time. It's not really ribbon. It's like.
The good
I'll
news
show you
is they
what
have a
it's
treatment for that, and it worked really well. That was constant pain. I remember that. That was crazy. But yeah, that red spot, it was right here. It was really dark red.
I might make a little bow and put it right there. Like take a piece of twine and make a little bow.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'll end up doing. So I'm just going to shoot a dab of hot glue right here just to hold it. Because it's not like I can really tie it and knot it up.
Oh, Tam, you must have been traveling when that happened. Kat said the ribbon's a good call.
Mm-hmm.
You should make your bow out of the ribbon.
I got to find the ribbon.
I'm talking about out of that stuff.
Well, I think if I just do a little twine, it'll be all right. So I'm just going to trim these up because they don't need to be so long. And then I think I will just do a little twine bow right there when it's all said and done.
Will that look right with the red and white bow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's twine. It matches the wood. But all of my twine is packed up in the stuff, so I can't do it right now. But
Margie said she loves that. That's a great job.
This is the project.
All right, well, hold it up to the main camera so everybody can see.
I probably did overstamp.
Tina said twine goes with everything.
It does. I probably did overpress my stamp when I did this because I was just using the back of that. So I could have done a better job on that. And then...
Look, y'all, that means May called it. It was overstamped.
Overstamped.
We'll zoom in, and we'll move it down.
I don't know if my block just rolled. Okay, so on this little wooden thing, what I did with my other one is I took it outside on the sanding block and I just flattened the edge right here where it would sit, because that's how this one did. This one just sits. So I'll use this one as a display. But I just flattened it so it would sit and not roll. And then it just needs a little twine bow on the spoons, I think. And then I could even tie a piece of twine around the handle right there. So just little wooden spoons, air dry, clay, and...
Not air dry clay.
I mean, the Primo Redesign mold with the model and material and some DC Bell chalk paint. That's what I used. And then the Decoupage of the Month Club.
But yeah, Margie, that's how you fix the round thing. You take it and run it across some sandpaper until you flatten the bottom edge, and that's it.
Yeah, this one is not high enough grit, but I just go it like that with a higher grit until it's flat.
Tracy, that's another good option, gluing it above the book, because originally that was my idea, and Missy was going to do that, but then she was like, well, what if I want to use it with something else, like in a tiered tray?
It would be cute.
I was like, okay, well, that's a great idea, too.
So I didn't attach it because I thought it would be fun to use for different reasons. This is just I get in that bucket, and there's just different scrap pieces of wood in there, so that's how I
And then Nancy said, use some of the same ribbon in the handle.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cute,
because you have more of it than there's this. And I'm pretty sure your big ribbon's over there on a table on a roll.
It might be. I have a big, and then I found a roll of the green velvet ribbon. So I'm being very picky about what I use it on because it's really cool. It's really pretty.
Nancy says she's doing Christmas in July on her Friday Lives too.
Yes.
And that's what Missy's going to be doing for all of July, right? Each Friday you're going to do a Christmas in July project.
I'm going to try to, that's my plan, is to do Christmas in July. So this is my first Christmas project, so.
Which is funny because she's been working on both Christmas stuff for the store and fall stuff. And she's been trying out new products too that we haven't put online. We have them at the store, but we're not selling them in the store yet either because we're still testing stuff because, we love to test.
I need to make block sitters, some Christmas block sitters. That's a good possibility that's what I'll be working on next Friday.
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly, because I need to work on some of those songs. I need to make some Christmas block sitters, and then I do have a pile of scrap wood that I would like to go through and use those for.
Which means I
Christmas
got a lot of
projects.
cutting to do. Because you don't just get scrap wood and throw stuff on it. You got to cut it and size it, plane it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work for me.
It's not gonna be that much work. It'll be good.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for joining us today. And yeah, this was a fun little project.
Yep.
We appreciate everything you guys do.
Absolutely, guys. We hope y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Next Friday. Yep.
Next Friday.
God bless, and y'all stay safe.
Bye, y'all.